How is it going? I'm out here in the garage today. I've got it pretty well cleaned up. I mean, there's still a few things laying here and whatnot, but I got to looking in some videos and I was like, holy crap, everybody's looking at my garage and probably thinking, man, this guy. But anyways, today I'm pretty excited. We are going to take this truck here and fill it up with something a little bit out of the ordinary. So in a few videos ago, I talked about running some Chevron gas in my wife's car on our trip to Florida with the Techron in it, and I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with it. I know people are gonna think, oh, snake oil, or you know, it's just in his head, but I think our car actually got a little bit better gas mileage with the Chevron gas actually. So I've got some product coming that I think we can kind of concoct our own Chevron gas here at home. More coming on that, so stay tuned. But today we're focusing on the 2014 here, and what we're going to do is we are actually leaving our house. I'm not working today. We've actually got an appointment over in the Springdale, Fayetteville area, if you guys are familiar with that. That's about a little over an hour away from us, and there's something over there that I want to get. So this truck here has the 5.3 liter, and it's a 2014. If you'll notice here, look what we can use. E85. So the last time we were over there, I noticed that there was a gas station just right off the way there that had E85 in it. I'd heard a lot about it online, and it seems like there's a lot of misconceptions about it, especially whenever it comes to these trucks. So this video will hopefully clear some of that up. Now this is not by any means scientific at all. This is more of a butt dyno, if you will, and just kind of my experience, because right now the truck is probably about at a half of a tank of gas. Just a regular 87 octane with 10% ethanol. I think that's what they call it, just like you find at any gas station. So it's got about half a tank. I figure by the time we get over there, get doing everything that we're doing, we'll be down to about a quarter of a tank. So that'll put us at, thinking we'll be roughly somewhere around 20 gallons of E85 for the way home. So I'm just going to kind of see how we do on the way to the house, compare it to the gas mileage of what we're getting with just regular 87 gasoline. And like I say, do a little butt dyno test and see if we can tell more power, because if you look it up, and I will find some information and leave it below for you guys, or put it up here on the screen, but believe it or not, these trucks actually have more power with the E85, more horsepower and torque. So like I say, I just want to see if I can feel it for myself. It's a fair upgrade, so I got to test this out and just find out for myself, guys. We're about done with everything that we had to do today. So whenever I left, I had about 3/8 of a tank left. We're down to definitely a quarter of a tank. And so now from leaving here, we're going to go fill up with the E85. So we'll have a pretty good mix of it. Let me take a look here and see what our miles per gallon. Miles per gallon wasn't that great coming over here, and this is by no means scientific in any shape or fashion. But you can see my house to where we are now is a little over 50 miles. We got 16.4 miles to the gallon, which is pretty crappy, but we were doing, 65, 70 most of the way, and I had to move around some people and whatnot. You can see the best that we've ever gotten though in this truck, or at least recently, the last time the battery was disconnected, whenever that was, is 19.2. That may be wondering about lifting your truck and putting bigger wheels and tires on it. That's what you're dealing with there. I think this truck rated from the factory on the highway is supposed to get about 22 miles to the gallon, and I've got a 3.5-inch lift and pretty close to 33-inch tires on here, so that's going to kill your gas mileage some. Alright, we've made it to our destination. We are actually at the come and go off of Old Missouri, I think, the corner of. Let me guys know if you know where that is in Springdale. So I don't know if it really is truly E85. It says 70% ethanol, but nonetheless, there we have it. And unleaded's $2.59. It's $2.28 for this. Let's go for it. Like I said, we're a little under a quarter of a tank, and we're filling up. We'll see how much it costs. So on the way home, we'll do a little bit of a butt dyno, if you will, and by the time we get home, we'll check our fuel mileage, see how we're getting. And at the end, I'll try to do a little cost analysis, see if this makes any sense or not, really. This is the closest E85 to me from my house, which is a little over an hour away. Guys, let me know in the comments down below, how close is some E85 to you? Do you like it? Do you run it? seems like it's not that readily available yet. I think that's probably going to be the trend going forward. I know Chevy's really pushing this product, and for a long time, you know, people just weren't really accepting of it because older vehicles with carburetors can't really run this stuff. But a lot of these newer engines can. I don't know if I've ever filled up at a come and go though. I try to stay with top tier gas stations if I can. And we'll be doing a video soon on that too. Top tier gas. Pump just kicked off. We're at 19.1 gallons, 43.75. Let's see. Get all that we can out of there. Hang it up. Printing our receipt. Hold on to that for tax purposes. There we have it, guys. All right, let's test it out. Give it about 10 miles or so. I have no idea. I mean, I've never had a vehicle like this. I don't know if the computer is going to immediately realize that there's more ethanol in there. If it makes it run different, you know, switches a tune or something like that. I really don't know how it works. So we're going to give it about 10 miles or so once we get out on the highway here, and then we can do a butt dyno, which I'm sure my wife is excited about. Okay, we're at a decent little spot here that we can slow down. Get a good little run. So far we're 15.2 miles, which is about expected. The run's going to be pretty short because there's a guy in front of us here. Let's go. And that's about our run because we're caught up with them. So we've made it back home on our tank of E85, mostly E85 that is. And let me show you guys the fuel economy that we got. I'm actually pretty impressed compared to what we got with just regular gasoline. Now guys, keep in mind too that with the regular gasoline we did do a little bit of in-town driving. I'm not talking much though on those previous 50 miles that we looked at while we were at the gas station. We're not talking just a whole lot of in-town, maybe just a couple miles. So here's what we got the last 50 miles on the E85, 16.8, and that was with a couple of good revs in there to just kind of see how it performed compared to regular gasoline. Now, in my opinion, and like I say, I'm not a professional, but in my opinion, I couldn't tell much, if any, of a difference between running just regular 87 octane and the E85. There are numbers put out by GM, like I showed you earlier, that shows that you get more power and more torque with the E85, so I'm sure it is true. It just wasn't enough to the wheels for me to notice personally in this truck right here. That being said, it did feel like pulling up hills that it didn't have to rev quite as hard, and it did seem like it stayed in the V4 mode as opposed to V8 a little bit longer. So take that for what it's worth. So would I run the E85 again? Definitely. For the price, I'm pretty happy with it. It did the job. Cleaner burning, you know. So it seems like a win-win all around to me, guys. Hey guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing, guys? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got lots of great content here with the 2014 Silverado. And then right through there with all the trash in the bed, the 2004 Duramax. Alright guys, until next time, take care.